The Church of Ephesus is located 2 fingers above the anus and 2 fingers below the genitals, centered between the anus and the genitals. This magnetic center is the Church of the Apocalypse. Kundalini is the igneous serpent of our magical powers. This sacred serpent is coiled 3.5 times in the Divine Mother and the Pentecostal fire. The temple of the Divine Mother is located in the heart. The Kundalini develops, evolves, and progresses within the aura of Mahachohan, the Cosmic Mother, the Holy Spirit, and the third Logos. The fires of the spinal medulla are Jehovistic, the fires of the heart are Christic, and the fires of the head, between the eyebrows, spark the terribly divine rays of the Father. The ascent of the sacred serpent through the medullary channel is controlled by the fire of the heart. The Kundalini must arise or ascend to the brain and then to the sacred sanctuary of the heart. It evolves and progresses according to the merits of the heart. The Kundalini dwells within the electrons. The wise meditate upon the Kundalini. The devout ones in the homes of perfection adore and worship it. When the solar and lunar atoms make contact, we drink the nectar of immortality because the Kundalini has awakened. The solar and lunar atoms unite in the Triveni, which is located near the coccyx. By way of electronic induction, the union of the atoms awakens the Kundalini. In order to awaken the Kundalini, sex magic is absolutely necessary in conjunction with pranayama, concentration, meditation, profound devotion, willpower, comprehension, and sacred mantras. The awakening of the Kundalini can be assisted through the actions and grace of the Divine Mother and the masters of major mysteries of the White Brotherhood. Kundalini cannot be awakened if the yogi spills the semen. The ascent of the Kundalini through the medullary channel is a very slow and difficult process. The path of the igneous serpent from one vertebra to another signifies terrible ordeals, trials, frightful sacrifices, and supreme purification. We must kill not only the desire, but the very shadow of desire. Our device is thelema, willpower. When the Kundalini reaches the pineal gland, which is situated in the upper part of the brain, we obtain perfect ecstasy. We must forewarn that even though the Kundalini has the form of a serpent, it can also take the form of the Divine Mother Isis, Rhea, Cybele, Mary, etc., in front of the devotee. When the Kundalini awakens, the devotee sees marvelous visions, hears multiple sounds, develops all the powers of the soul, and sees a very brilliant, sparkling light equivalent to 10 million suns that shine with happiness, all of which are in union with the Church of Ephesus. If the devotee spills the semen after he has been initiated, after the Kundalini has risen through the medullary channel, then the Kundalini descends 1 vertebra or more, in accordance with the magnitude of the fault. A fornicator cannot reach cosmic realization. Fire dwells within the water. If we spill the water, then we lose the fire. Chastity is the foundation or root of the great work. All the powers of the Kundalini are found in the semen. Anyone who awakens and raises the energy of the Kundalini to the pineal gland achieves, in fact, supra-consciousness, the Nirvikalpa Samadhi state. The person who reaches this higher state is an illuminated being, a god. The Kundalini dwells within the triangular cavity known as the celestial triangle. This is the center of the Church of Ephesus. The marvelous temple of Ephesus is a splendorous lotus of 4 petals. The Church of Ephesus has the luminosity of 10 million suns. The elemental earth of the wise corresponds to the lotus flower. When the sacred serpent opens the Church of Ephesus, powers are conferred over the elemental creatures that live in the womb of the earth. We can control earthquakes when we have these powers. When the serpent ascends to the height of the prostate, the Church of Smyrna is opened. This chakra has 6 petals and confers the powers of creation. Creation is not possible without the prostatic chakra. The immortal Babaji, the yogi of India whose physical body has existed for millions of years, now lost in the night of the centuries, is the supreme rector of the prostatic chakra. Babaji drives all life and has the power to create and renew. The elemental waters of the wise, the ens seminis, is the element of this chakra. Anyone who opens the church of Smyrna has the power to control the waters and storms. When the Kundalini raises to the region of the navel, it confers the power to control the fires of the volcanoes. The church of Pergamos is located in this region of the navel. This chakra has 10 petals. The elemental fire of the wise is the element of this chakra. When the Kundalini reaches the heart, it opens the chakra of Thyatira. This confers the power to work over the 4 winds. The lotus of the heart has 12 petals, and its element is air, the element of the wise. Anyone who wants to learn how to enter into the suprasensible worlds with the physical body must awaken the chakra of the heart. When the sacred serpent reaches the heart, it opens the church of Thyatira. This transforms us into intuitive beings. When this church is opened, the human body can leave the physical plane and enter the suprasensible worlds. This is what is known as jinn science. When the Kundalini has risen to the region of the larynx, it confers the power to hear the voices of beings that live in the suprasensible worlds. The church of Sardis exists in the chakra of the larynx. This chakra has 16 petals. When the Kundalini reaches this height, it flourishes in our fecundated lips to make the powerful verb. When the Kundalini reaches the mid-brow, it opens the church of Philadelphia. The point between the eyebrows is known as the eye of wisdom. The Father dwells in this magnetic center. The chakra of the mid-brow has 2 petals and is the throne of the mind. When the matter of the mind is transformed into Christ, the Christic mind, we reach the mantle of the Buddhas and the eye of Shiva. Anyone who awakens this chakra becomes clairvoyant. When the Kundalini reaches the pineal gland, it opens the church of Laodicea. This chakra has 1,000 splendid sparkling petals. This is the crown that shines like an aura of light on the head of the saints. The atom of the Holy Spirit exists in the pineal gland. It is in this church that we reach the white dove of the Holy Spirit, and we fill ourselves with illumination, wisdom, and omniscience. In the church of Ephesus, we conquer the earth. In the church of Smyrna, we conquer the water. In the church of Pergamos, we conquer the fire. In the church of Thyatira, we conquer the air. In the church of Sardis, we conquer the akashic fluids. In the church of Philadelphia, we conquer the mind. In the church of Laodicea, we conquer the light. This is the way in which we convert ourselves into kings and priests of nature, in accordance with the order of Melchizedek. The atom of the Father is found in the magnetic center of the root of the nose. The atom of the Son is found in the pituitary gland, and the atom of the Holy Spirit is found in the pineal gland. The 2 witnesses. The 2 witnesses, which are entwined around the spinal medulla, form the Holy 8, as well as Mercury's staff. The 2 sympathetic cords are situated at the right and the left of the spinal medulla. The 2 witnesses rise, alternating from left to right, until they form a marvelous knot in the space situated between the mid-brow. Then they proceed through the nostrils until they reach the heart. The sympathetic cord that proceeds from the right side rises and ends on the left side. The sympathetic cord that proceeds from the left side rises and ends on the right side. The cord proceeding from the right side is hot and solar. The cord proceeding from the left side is cold and lunar. Through these sympathetic cords, the solar and lunar atoms of our seminal system rise until they reach the brain. When the solar and lunar atoms come into contact with the coccyx, the Kundalini awakens inevitably. The medullar channel has an inferior orifice that is normally closed among common persons. The seminal steams dilate the orifice in order for the Kundalini to enter. In Gnostic Christian yoga, there is a special exercise practiced in order to open this orifice rapidly. This exercise is known as pranayama. When the Kundalini rises victoriously from chakra to chakra, it unties the knots and impediments that oppose its ascension. It is necessary to warn Gnostic brothers and sisters of the importance of polarizing the sacred fire of Kundalini. Some devotees enjoy sexual passions daily. Although they do not spill the semen, the result of such acts is that they polarize the fire, which is situated in the chakras of the lower abdomen. This results in the loss of happiness and joy in the lotus of 1,000 petals, the Church of Laodicea. The lotus of 1,000 petals is the eye of the diamond, which grants us perfect ecstasy and the ineffable happiness of the God-men. The Church of Laodicea gives us the power to consciously project in spirit and in truth in order to travel within the regions of nirvana. Anyone who raises the serpent over the staff must be chaste in thought, word, and action. We must practice internal meditation daily. It is essential that we do not consume alcohol. The two witnesses have the power to awaken the Kundalini, Revelation chapter 11, 4, 5, and 6. These are the olive trees and the two candlesticks before the God of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth, and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. These have the power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters, to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues, as often as they will. Those who are working with Kundalini must have an unbroken faith in the Divine Mother. She leads her devoted students by the hand. She leads her children from chakra to chakra. The Divine Mother will teach her students. She will take them by the hand and guide them along the difficult path of the razor's edge. This path is full of hazards from within and without. The Swami Sivananda gives us a useful prayer for meditation on the Divine Mother. This prayer is as follows. O Divine Mother, I am all yours. You are my only refuge and support. Protect me, guide me, have pity on me. You must know, brothers and sisters, that the Divine Mother always responds. Without her grace, it would be impossible to carry the Kundalini from chakra to chakra and eventually reach the Church of Laodicea. Mantric songs for the awakening of the Kundalini. There are sacred mantras that have the power to awaken the Kundalini. The angel Aroch, the angel of command, taught us the most powerful mantric song that exists in the entire universe for the awakening of the Kundalini. The angel sang this sweet and touching song, and we were filled with ecstasy. The angel then invited us to follow his example, and we sang the mantric song, which is written as follows. Kandil, Bandil, Ra. The mantric song is sung as follows. Kan, resounding voice. Dil, decreasing voice. Ban, resounding voice. Dil, decreasing voice. Rolled. The letter R should be vocalized as if imitating the sound of a high-pitched motor, but with the sweetness of a child's voice. Brothers, this is how the song of Kundalini is sung. All those who are working with Kundalini must not forget the letter S. The letter S has the power to transmute the seminal liquor into distinct energetic values. The seminal liquor must be transmuted on a scale of 7 types of energy, the 7 grades of power of fire. The letter S must be pronounced like a very fine and affable whistle. We must bring the teeth together in order to make a fine and delicate whistle. We must bring the subtle voice that the yogi learns to modulate and drive. The yogi must hermetically close Hermes' glass. The yogi who suffers from nocturnal emissions, or who fornicates daily or constantly, is like a man who wants to fill a bottomless pitcher or barrel. The yogi must transmute the seminal liquor into 7 types of energy. The letter S has the power to transmute the seminal liquor on a scale of 7 types of energy. The Kriya of Babaji, the Yogi Christ of India, teaches the power of the letter S, the sweet, affable whistle. Behind this very fine whistle that the yogi pronounces is the subtle voice, which is a whistle even finer. When the sound of this whistle reaches the cerebellum, it gives the yogi the power to project instantaneously in the astral body. The devout students who are working with the Kundalini must always practice with the letter S. The letter S, when pronounced with a very fine whistle, transmutes the seminal liquor into the sacred fires of Kundalini. The mantric song of the angel Arok and the sweet, affable whistle are absolutely necessary for the awakening of the Kundalini. Inverential peace.